Dumelang Botswana kwa gae. Gompieno ke tlo go lapela dijo ka mofuta. Dijo tsa ntlha tse ke tlo go lefang tsone ke na le loleme la kgomo ke lapeile ka chakalaka. Me wa bona ha gona chakalaka mo, so re tsenya mo blendereng, we blend it up. E be re etsa some like mayonnaise to mix it together. Renale balsamic dressing in there as well. Kamo ke apeile mosutlhwane. Mosutlhwane wa ka ke o irile salad. Ha ke o ira salad yana ke tsere manopolo from Greek cuisine or Mediterranean cuisine. Get a few ideas from them. Raira salad ya mohuta o, more like couscous salad, and then razenya mosutlhwane instead of couscous. Mona kenale kokwa Botswana e leng re ya peile sebakanyana mole yana for like ke tla reng 3 hours, and then ke apeile le palage. Ha gona palage fa meat ka re teng yana ka gore ke ya peile ke a etsa di chips. So the chips tso di bona ntse ke palage, and then mona ke minoto. Ke tsentse monoto wa ka ebe ke o tsenya mo mafureng to deep fry, and then to bring everything together ke na le chakalaka le pap le or ke re palage le kokwa Botswana. Ebe ke na le moronyana mo or ke re sauce to go with everything together. Ke tsone dijo tse ke tlo lapelang tsone gompieno. Hello everyone, my name is Thero Ramatebele. Today I'll be preparing you guys a 3-course meal. To start with, I have an entree of ox tongue. This is served with a beautiful balsamic reduction, chakalaka aioli, and some chopped up pistachios, just to finish it off and bring everything together to give it also some texture, because everything there is soft. Second course as well, I went local, obviously Botswana ingredient, sorghum, aka mosutlhwane. Decided to do a nice beautiful salad with it. This is inspired by a couscous Mediterranean salad. So basically we literally took a take into Mediterranean style couscous salad and just replaced the couscous salad with rather the couscous itself with sorghum. This is sorghum at its early stage, which is actually a grain. And then, you know, zhuzhed it up from there and put a little twist here and there. Finish it off. I made a simple vinaigrette to go with that. And for your big main dish, yeah, I've made for you there chicken hard body. I would say this is one of my favorite dish because it's chicken and pap, but you can't see the pap. You can somewhat see the chicken, and infusing everything in there. Minoto eating, also known as runners, are included in there. With panko crumb them and deep fried that. Beautiful. And then we also have the chakalaka aioli. Obviously, if you're having pap, there's chakalaka somewhere. If you're having pap, there's chicken somewhere. And the chicken obviously is stuffed, so it's nice and succulent. And then to cut off all the acid, all the fat, we brought in an acid in the form of pickled radish, and then we have a beautiful reduction sauce to go with that. These are the 3 courses that I'll be preparing for you guys today. Right, now to start with, guys, we're going to start by heating up our pan, nice and hot. Obviously, when you're cooking ox tongue, you want to make sure it's fully cooked. I have 1 ox tongue here that I pre-made earlier on. The only ingredients I used was water, bay leaf, a garlic clove, and a clove, and black pepper. Let this boil for about 5 hours so that it's cooked all the way through. What you want to do after that is peel the tongue. After peeling the tongue, this is a beautiful ox tongue, quite a small size, reasonable size. Most tongues are quite bigger. So this one is nice and small. Obviously it's cooked, so it will obviously shrink down. Once it's cooked, after the 4 hours, you want to peel the dead skin on top. You want to peel off the dead skin on top, and then from there you want to wrap it or roll it in plastic wrap, just like I did here. What this does, it holds the shape. Instead of allowing it to curl, it maintains the nice long shape. As I'm explaining this, like I said, the first thing was to switch on my pan because this is already cooked. However, I want to sear it off, give it some flavor through the pan searing, and then give it color as well. And then we'll take it from there. What you will need, a bit of oil in your frying pan. Just be generous a little bit. And then you want to season your pan. This is called seasoning your pan. Obviously, just tilt it like that. Just keep going around in circles until your oil is fully covered in your frying pan. And then with me here, I'm going to open up my ox tongue. Like I said, it's very simple ingredients: water, bay leaf, peppercorn, clove, and you can add a garlic clove in there for more flavor. You could customize it to however you want. However, traditionally in Botswana, we'll just cook this in water only and salt. Okay, obviously I'm a chef. I want to zhuzh it up, give it a bit of a personal touch, and make sure it tastes amazing. As I'm cutting through here, as we can see, fully cooked, beautiful ox tongue. I'm just gonna open it up, and you can see it's cooled down. Now it's firm, it holds shape. That's the good part about this ox tongue. It's delicious, fibrous meat. Obviously the 5 hours comes from the type of meat it is. It's a moving muscle, it's always moving, so obviously it's tough. You wanna cook it for much longer time. Okay, in here I'll just put my wastage in here. I'll just put it to the side, that's fine. And then here, with cutting this ox tongue, you wanna make sure you cut in nice and beautiful thin slices. We're gonna start off with the first slice. Let the knife do the work. Okay, so first one, that I won't use because I want a nice clean cut. There we go. That's my first slice. Always be organized as a chef. Make sure you're clean and your cuts are precise and equal. Why do we cut it equally? For beautiful presentation, first of all. Another one would be obviously for even cooking time. One person might say, "Chef, you forgot your pen." I haven't forgotten my pen. I know it's beautifully seasoning, getting nice and hot. Now I'm gonna drop the temperature, and then we're gonna go in just now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more or two more. Just, yeah. This is a entree portion. Entree literally needs to just stimulate your taste buds. You want to be ready for the main course. You don't want to be too full, and yeah, you want to obviously be still hungry for the main dish. That's it. We cut our nice pieces. I'm going to put this just here. Then from here, what we're going to do, we're going to pan sear. Okay, before I go into the pan, this is cooked. Remember that. It's boiled for hours, 4 hours precisely. We're going to season a bit, yeah? Make sure your food is seasoned. Very important. Some pepper. Beautiful. Okay. Now I'm gonna pan sear these bad boys. And obviously hygiene is a big thing that we teach our students. My profession, obviously I'm a lecturer, so I'm always encouraging my students to do the right things and try be clean and neat, just to maintain a high standard of hygiene. As you can hear, the pan is sizzling. That's what you want. You don't want to use a cold pan because the main role of this is to just get some nice color onto the tongue. Okay, this one will wait for its turn. While it is waiting, I'm not just standing around. What I can be doing, just wipe your station, tidy it up, make sure it's nice and clean. Boom. Just literally takes 2 seconds. Then you have somewhat a clean station, or a clean working station. Okay, now as this is browning up nicely, just gonna shift this a bit there. I'm serving my tongue with chakalaka puree. It's a chakalaka puree that is infused with mayo, hence then we call it chakalaka mayo or aioli. So you know your chakalaka that you cook at home, just carrots, peppers, onion, and then some spices. Spices, you can go to town, do whatever you want to do, however you make your chakalaka taste good. What you want to do after that is blend it in a blender. Jar blender preferably would be the best thing to use. Thereafter, once it's blended, just add a bit of mayo slowly, and then until you have a nice taste or a nice balance in your palate. However, I used mayo called Kewpie mayo. That's a Japanese mayo, very beautiful mayo that they use there. Now we see the dark browning that I was talking about. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, smells delicious. If you were here, you would smell all of these aromas. Okay, now we have also here with me balsamic reduction. This is something that takes a few minutes, close to an hour to make, or probably let's say 30 minutes for argument's sake. Balsamic vinegar, 1 cup balsamic vinegar, 1 cup brown sugar, and then you can go to town with flavors. You can add star anise in there to add your own flair. You can go with bay leaf in there, anything to make it your own or customize it to your own, and then let it reduce. It's a reduction. Obviously, we want it to cook a little bit more, and then it'll thicken into a beautiful sauce like that. And then here with me also, what we're serving this with is chopped pistachios. Pistachios are very good, not too salty, very hearty, and gives you a nice bite when you're biting them. How I came about to pair the tongue with pistachios, we would usually have this ox tongue back home. After having tongue, you just go and buy a packet of nuts and eat nuts. It'll just sound, or not sound, it'll feel like a nice aftertaste. So it was something perfect to balance this dish with. I'm just gonna increase back my heat so I can get that color coming. Also, you can see there's some extra fat in my pan, so meaning the tongue itself has a little bit of moisture that comes out, or a little bit of fat that comes out from it. So that's also rendering nicely and beautifully. What I'll do now is just get a small tray, and then in my tray I'm going to put some paper towel. Just some nice paper towel. This is just for absorption of excess fat, because we don't want that running around on your plating. Okay, now to finalize the dish, we'll also use some microgreens, some micro herbs. Oh, look at that brown color. Beautiful. So I'm just gonna place this here. Look at the color difference, contrast from when we had it versus how it looks now. So this is the last one. I'll just put this piece in there, but I won't use it. Okay, once it's still cooking, once more again, remember to tidy up your station. You wanna always make sure you have a nice tidy station. And then, like I was saying, now we have to start thinking about plating. Obviously, when we're plating, we don't want to have a plate that's boring. The plate must be dramatic, because you first eat with your eye, yeah? The flavors, we know we're trusting our flavors to work together. Now we just need a beautiful plate to go well with the dish. And then also what you must see here is that it's a nice flat plate. This is not a soup or a sauce or anything like that. It's a beautiful entree, so you want a nice flat plate. You don't want a deep plate. Deep plates are for like your soups, your salads, your pasta. This is something you want it to stand out on the dish itself, on the plate itself. So obviously here I am just missing my microgreens, which are just little herbs that we're gonna use to sort of garnish our plate. Okay, beautiful. These I have just washed and then placed them on this paper towel just to become nice and dry. These are just beautiful microgreens that we're gonna finish off our plate with. Just gonna push it aside because this fat keeps on popping. Look at that color, beautiful. You want that sizzle to happen. That has to happen. It has to happen. Remember, the meat is already cooked. We're just giving it a beautiful color. This has been cooked already for 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours. So it's nice and beautiful. And then there we go. Boom. Then we switch off our stove, make sure it's off. And then obviously you cannot plate in a dirty station. Make sure your knives are nice and clean, sharp. Wipe around you. Now the plating has to begin. Okay. Ox tongue, when I was a young kid, my dad used to tell me this is not meat for kids because you'll start telling lies. However, at some point of my life, he's like, you're now a grown man, you can start tasting the ox tongue. So it's a delicacy. So when you try it at home, don't worry about the meat, just cook it and enjoy it. So we're gonna start plating. What we have here is the chakalaka aioli. What you wanna do, just push it towards the edge. So here I have just a piping, what do you call, squeeze bottle. Just checking the consistency there. Just gonna make a dollop, a huge dollop there. And then move with it. That's it. Quick like that. If you didn't see it, it's gone. Happens very quickly. Then from there, we're gonna come with our beautiful ox tongue. Lovely, succulent, soft. Look at the color. I wish you guys were here in the kitchen to smell how this thing is like rocking in terms of flavor, smell, aroma. Just look at that. I'm just going according to size. Beautiful. Okay, I did say I'm not plating that last piece. However, let's just fix this. Okay, make sure everything is perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna do one dollop here. And then another. You're gonna plate in odd numbers. People always ask me, Chef, what are these little dots in your plates? So these are the dots in our plates. People usually lick these off the plate. So such a beautiful thing to have. Beautiful. Then we're almost there. Not yet quite there. Where's my bowl? Check the consistency. Obviously, before you go into the plate, check how you look in there. Okay, and we're just gonna go. Look at that. Just like that. That's it. Then I have some pistachios that I chopped earlier. Teaspoon. Then we're just gonna drizzle some pistachios. Look at that. Some pistachios just along the tongue. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. That's good. And then finish it off with some microgreens. Guys, I know people usually throw these away, but I'm telling you now, aesthetically they make the plate beautiful and they are edible, so don't throw them away. I always say, if it doesn't add value to the plate, don't add it. So a lot of people would put your raw rosemary there. I mean, I can't eat raw rosemary. However, I can eat a nice microgreen that is giving me some acid in there. Obviously, that will contribute to the flavor of the final dish. Look at that. One more. Nice small one. Boom. Less is more. Less is more. I don't wanna, try and do too much here. This is beautiful already. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more balsamic. There we go. We're gonna jump onto the next course, which is a salad. Like I said, it's inspired by a salad I once had, or a dish I once had, which is a couscous salad, more Mediterranean style. So I thought to myself, why can't we replace couscous with a more local ingredient that we have abundantly in Botswana? So I thought of the sorghum, which is more in a raw state before it's pounded into porridge. So yeah, that's something we're gonna explore right now. I have the sorghum here. So yeah, I know a lot of the things I'm showing you, you feel like, oh, this is already done. How did we get here? But I promise you, it's fairly easy. You just boil this. I boil this with chicken stock instead of water, just to give it more flavor. And then obviously once you're done cooking it and it's plump and thick like that, you can season it a bit and then obviously get it ready. You can also drop in a block of butter in there just to give it nice, butter makes everything taste good anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. Then what I'm gonna do is just pop this in here because we're gonna toss the salad. So I'm just gonna do about a few spoons of this in here. Actually, most of this in here. This is sorghum. Very delicious, very healthy, very nutritious. Yeah, and you want to cook it until it's al dente. When we say something is al dente, in our chefing terminologies, we just mean that it has a bite. When you're biting it, it has a nice bite to it, but it's not raw either. Okay, so with the salad, I just have a few things I'm gonna add to it. With me here, I have some chopped cucumber, and I have some fresh peppers, bell peppers, which I'm gonna quickly saute. What is to saute? Basically, we're gonna turn up our heat in our pan, get it nice and hot. I'm actually more going to flash fry this than sauteing it, which is basically almost similar. It's just that flash frying, it will have butter, loads of butter, just to give it a quick awakening. I have some chives. Oh, I have a lot of things for the salad. I mean, it's a salad after all, so you want it to scream healthy. You want it to scream freshness. So also, for those who are allergic, I have some nuts. If you don't want to use nuts, it's still fine. You can have it nice and simple. The nuts I chose were walnuts. Not quite indigenous to our country, however, I thought I needed nuts that go well with the salad. If you're in Botswana, the most abundant nuts we have the ditlo. If you know ditlo, just to make it more original and authentic, use ditlo. And with me here also I have some cut up carrot, beautifully cut, vibrant colors, as you can see. So we want this to like scream, like I said, health, fresh. Then here we have sweet corn. Just boil that and then, it's ready to go. What else do we have for the salad? I think I need butter. And yeah, we'll make a vinaigrette just now, which is very simple. I'll show you how to make your own vinaigrette at home, which literally takes 2 seconds. Just gonna fetch a spoon. Always make sure everything. This is called mise en place. Mise en place in French, meaning everything is in place. You're ready to go. I like preparing everything before I start cooking because then it makes the cooking process easy. All I have to do is just wash these things and then boom, done. So pan nice and hot. I can see it smoking already. However, I'm just gonna do a touch of oil so that our butter doesn't burn. Oil has a higher burning temperature than butter. If I threw butter in a hot pan, it'll start smoking this whole room. So just to protect the butter from smoking and burning, or yeah, smoking, we just add some oil. Just a few knobs of butter in there. There we go, beautiful, look at that. And the aim is not to overcook this. It's a salad. We can literally serve these raw. So we just choose to, nope. So in here, look at me multitask. Clean and cook at the same time. It's possible. Just put this away. Yeah. Obviously, don't forget to season your food. Some pepper. No, it's not a lot of pepper because I'm looking at the quantity of my sorghum. Some salt. Be generous. Salt, pepper. But yeah, depends who you're cooking for as well. You know, different diets require different things. That's also very important. So like I said, I'm not gonna cook this for too long. Just gonna switch it off already. I did say it's just a quick flash fry. From here, now we assemble the salad. Beautiful. I'm gonna use the spoon just now. Just drop it in my jar. Okay, this goes in here. Boom. Yeah. Then what we're gonna do, just start tossing everything together. Look at that come together, come to life. Beautiful. It's simple, right? Very simple. Sorghum and then some simple veggies. We're gonna go with a bit of fresh cucumber. I think that's enough. I'm not gonna use all of that. Sweet corn that was boiled and then pan seared. You can use a blowtorch if you have one, just to give it that smokiness. It makes it really nice and flavorful. And then once again, we're mixing. Look at the colors. The colors in there are just screaming. Hello, I'm available. Beautiful. Then some nuts. Just gonna toss. These are toasted walnuts. Beautiful. Mix in there. A little bit of chopped chives. Just pop it, just a few in there. We'll save some for plating later on. Look at that. How easy is that? Yeah, very delicious. Looks healthy. Looks easy to make to me, if you ask me. The colors are also beautiful. Okay, we'll be plating this in this beautiful plate that I love. However, before we plate, we're gonna make a vinaigrette. Now, how do you make a vinaigrette? Yeah, I'm in the kitchen, guys, so I'll be taking stuff and it'll be making noise. How do you make a vinaigrette? We're just gonna use some oil, and we need an acid. In this case, our acid that we're gonna use will be vinegar. Let me just look for my stuff here. Okay, now I have olive oil here. Beautiful olive oil. I'm told in Italy they drink olive oil to, you know, that's why they look young, you know. However, in Botswana we eat a lot of healthy nuts, a lot of stuff you just pick up in the bush. We are not bushmen, however, but there's a lot of stuff you can. Okay, this is white wine, I think. Let me just double check. I have my stuff ready here. Just gonna smell. Ooh, lovely. That is apple cider vinegar. So that's our acid in this dish. If you go up north of Botswana, there's a lot of abundant healthy stuff. We have the mopane worm. I actually have a signature dish in mopane worm. It's called the ravioli mopane worm. So we just take dry mopane and then we mix it with cream cheese and other secret ingredients. Yeah, I won't tell you the whole recipe because that's not what I'm making. And then, yeah, you know, it's just beautiful stuff in there. And then we fold it into a ravioli. In there I have mustard, Dijon mustard. And then what we're gonna do, I need salt and pepper, just to give it flavor, of course. Flavor town, that's what we're all about. And then some pepper. Boom, there we go. A lot of people want recipe detailed. How many teaspoons? How many tables? I mean, how many tablespoons? I always say to my students, guys, that recipe is a guideline. It's just there to guide you. What you have to then realize is that you, as the chef, have the ability to taste, the ability to see the end product. What do you actually want out of this product? So we have some mustard there. I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil. There we go. Then we're gonna start with the process of making our vinaigrette. You'll see that the oil immediately emulsifies, binds perfectly, and hides between that mustard. Now it looks like I'm making mayo already. Then we're gonna separate or loosen this up with some acid and just watch everything changes into liquid form. There we go. Beautiful. Like I said, I'm taking a local ingredient and then we're twisting with French techniques, Italian techniques, international techniques. That's the only way we make people appreciate and understand different cuisines with you fusing some of them. So this is more of an Afro-fusion where I'm mixing a more local ingredient, your sorghum, which is in the salad, and your different fresh ingredients that you can literally get almost anywhere. And then obviously a simple vinaigrette that I just made for you guys now. It's always important to taste your food. So, I know some of my chefs out there are like, this guy hasn't tasted his food, but he's saying it's delicious. How does he know? Okay, that's a little bit tangy. Easy to fix. I'm gonna get some nice chili just to balance it out. Yeah, there's no recipe per se, you know. You're a chef, you invent as you go. Look at that, just chili and a little bit of oil to kick back that acid. Vinaigrette ready to go. Okay, this goes in here into my sterilizing water that has sanitizer. Okay, now I'm ready to plate. These can go away. Just gonna put them at the back here. I hope you guys are ready to plate with me because I am ready. Just gonna wipe where I was working. Get it nice and clean. Always important to plate in a clean station. The plate has to be clean, of course. Okay, I'm not gonna use this. Okay, now here we go. Oh, look at these colors popping in this black plate. It's magic. Literally. Magic is happening right before your eyes. Oopsie, I messed on the rim there. We will clean. because we don't like serving food in a dirty plate. That's the chef way. I don't know how other people do it. It's the only way I know how to do it. Clean plate all the way through. Now, if this came to me in a restaurant and they told me this is a traditional Botswana dish, I wouldn't believe them. I would tell them this is couscous, you know? I would literally try and argue with them. Look at that. Oh, delicious. And we go in with our dressing, vinaigrette, beautiful, mustard, salt, pepper, chili flakes, balsamic vinegar. No, not balsamic. What did I say? Apple cider vinegar, not balsamic, and olive oil. I think that's all the ingredients I used there. Oh, yes. It's always important to always dress your salad at the end when it's leaving to the guest, because you want it to still be somewhat fresh. Yeah? Yeah. And you don't want to drown it in dressing as well. I think that's beautiful. Finishing touches. Of course, we're gonna come in with some chives. Boom. Some chives in there, all around. Your plate must always look clean. And we're just gonna finish it off with some microgreens. Once again, microgreens make the plate stand out. Just place them, man. Don't overthink it. Look at that. And I'm gonna just go with some nuts just to make them, you know, visible, and so the person eating the plate can see, okay, there's nuts here. You know, some people are allergic to nuts, so there's different types of nuts, tree nuts, ground nuts. It's very important to know your audience. And obviously our sorghum is in there somewhere shining. If you told me that this has sorghum, I wouldn't believe you. Musuklwani, as we call it. Musuklwani is in there. I would never believe you. Looks beautiful, and I'd eat that any day. Looks fresh, looks light. Yeah, that's my take on sorghum or musuklwani salad, more with a twist of a Mediterranean style or flavor to it. The next course is the most exciting course. I'm about to make your hard body chicken, also known as Botswana. I'm doing a leg quarter of that. We're serving you chicken leg quarter with pap. Also, pap, there's a twist to that pap. You get to see what I'm doing with pap just later on. Now let me just push these to the side. Obviously we need space so that when we're busy with this chicken, we have enough space to just work our magic here. So now I have more space. There we go. Okay, obviously to start with, it is the chicken itself. Now, I know most of you are expecting maybe a full chicken or just a piece of chicken. I went with the leg quarter of the chicken that we have here. So this chicken is stuffed. What we did is I deboned the chicken all the way to the feet, or where most people call them the runners, minoto in Setswana. The bone from the thigh and the drum, everything is out. And then in there's stuffing. I've stuffed it with cream cheese, chives, a bit of pepper juice, salt, pepper, lemon juice, all the goodies in there. So this will taste amazing, I can tell you already. Now what we want to do is get our pan nice and hot. Very important, when you're cooking, all the time is important to make sure your frying pan is nice and hot so that you do not end up boiling things, because if it's hot, it just sears them off. It literally just gives them color, and that's what we want. Color means flavor. However, the color we don't want is black. We need brown, golden brown. That's flavor. Black is more of your burnt flavors. So yeah, I'm just looking for my sauce. I'm gonna bring it close by, and then also on top of that, I'm gonna bring my frying oil, which I'm gonna switch on immediately so that this gets nice and hot. So I have oil there. This oil is for deep frying. This pan is for pan searing. Little bit of oil in the pan. Remember, I'm in high heat. I already explained what this is called, seasoning your pan, so it's nice and hot, so we can get that nice brown. I wanted to see if you guys are listening. That golden brown color. Remember the color I said I don't want is black. Okay, we're gonna partially sear off the drum and basically your topper thigh without the feet. That's what we're gonna sear off, and then try and deep fry the runners. This was cooked for, you're looking at a good 2 to 3 hours. No disturbance, no heat. My pan is nice and hot, as you guys can see, and we're gonna introduce some fat to it, which is butter, which I have somewhere. I'll just have a look just now, and then I have some nice block of butter in there. There we go. Obviously, I don't want my chicken to get stuck to my frying pan. Nice tongs. Beautiful. There we go. Loads of butter in there because we're gonna baste it. Look at that. If you ever told me I'll be cooking Botswanan with butter and cream cheese, I'll be like, that's not possible. But here we are, infusing cuisines that allows us to make beautiful awareness to the Tswana cuisine or culture. So, I mean, if you ask me, this is still, it just brings me home. It tastes like home. Because once you start eating this chicken, there's some form of nostalgia. You think about when you were a kid and having that first bite. Now what I'm doing there is called basting. You're gonna just keep taking your spoon and then just baste some butter on it, just like that. Just gonna let my pan get nice and hot. While that is cooking, paper towel. I've already explained why we need paper towel. It's very important for us because then it reduces the amount of oil we're splattering because of the cream cheese. I don't know how I'm gonna fry this, deep fry this, but we will see. Where there is a will, there is a way. So what I'm gonna do now, I've switched off my heat, just tidy up a bit. This one is gonna just go there for 2 seconds. Just gonna move it away anyway. And then here I have my crumbing ingredients. Flour, egg and breadcrumb. What I wanna do it just quickly there at the back. I wanna just put my chicken feet into the flour, egg, then breadcrumb. And then we're gonna deep fry just this part of the feet, not the whole thing. This we just gave it a nice toss of butter. Great. However, I'm doing a mixture of techniques here. Like I said, we're taking it to France, but so Flour. Just a quick toss in the flour. And then egg. Just a bit of egg in there. Oops. Now it's tossing the whole thing. Just some egg in there. Doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's just... And then breadcrumb. There we go. I think it needs my full attention. Both hands. Breadcrumb. Just rubbing some breadcrumb onto that chicken feet. The runners. Okay. A little bit some egg more egg for the second round, and then some more breadcrumb. I know you guys can't see what's going on from the front there, but you'll just soon see the results. Beautiful. Like I said, the thigh is just pan-seared. The leg quarter, we're gonna fry. I mean the runners, we're gonna fry. This was cooked already, like braised for a long time. I said you're looking at about 2 hours to 3 hours of just braising, making it soft, making sure it's good. And then in here I have my oil. I want it to get nice and piping hot. Okay. I just keep cleaning and make sure I'm maintaining a nice hygienic area of cooking. Okay. Now this is coming to nice temperature. You don't want to add it to the oil when the oil is still cold. You want nice hot oil. Okay. Everything here is ready to go. Also, we must start thinking about plating. Obviously, we have our plate ready to go as well. I'm going to use this nice big plate that I'll just put on standby. I did mention pap, and I know you don't see a pot full of water for me to put a pap or porridge. That's why. What I have done with the pap is literally I've cooked it to a point where it's like porridge, and then we literally nicely thinned it out in a tray and then dehydrated it in the oven for like hours. Hours, I mean like 4 to 5 hours. Everything here takes long. It takes quite some time. So that's why it's very important to finesse it and make sure it's done correctly. Then from there, we have something called pap crackling, or the chips it's a porridge. The chips it's a porridge. If you want a direct somewhat of translation, we end up having something that looks like this. Dehydrated in the oven, and it just cracks like that. Easy. Yeah, very nice, delicious. Tastes very good. Now, while that is there, like I explained, and obviously once it comes out of the oven and it's dry, salt and pepper to give it a little bit more flavor. Obviously, before you make the pap, put some salt, put some seasoning, some butter. In here I have a pot that is now starting to bubble. This is my sauce. This sauce is for my chicken. This is from the liquid that I used to braise or to cook this leg quarter. So what we have done here is just we did a reduction, meaning we reduced the amount of liquid by just letting it cook on its own. Now I want to check here if things are moving. I have a little small piece of batter there. Just drop it in there. Immediately it pops back up. I'm ready to fry. As you can see, it's frying. So I'm gonna need 2 hands here. I'm gonna use my tongue and my tweezers, because I don't want to fry the leg quarter. I just want this part. Look at that. Okay guys, so you understand why we charge so much money for these dishes in the restaurant, because a lot of work goes in here. Presentation, precision, everything must be perfect. It must look beautiful. The long hours of cooking must be worth it at the end of it all. Oops, there we go. As you can see, it's frying beautifully. Just gonna pull it up. There we go. I want those breadcrumbs to go nice and dark brown. I've used panko crumbs. Beautiful. I have my tray here ready with paper towel to absorb the fat. Oopsie daisy, there we go. We're popping. Okay, look at that. Oh, just when I was removing it, it detached. However, it's fine. I'll just pop it in there for a few more minutes till it's nice and golden brown. Just as I was pulling it out, I wanted it to still be intact, but it's fine. Things happen. Because now it's somewhat defeating the purpose of me having it as one thing. This pan has done its job all the way to the back. Clean up as you go. The oil has done its job, it needs to move out. And now we have just the sauce here. Beautiful sauce, reducing beautifully. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. This oven is at 300 degrees. I wanna pop it just for 2 minutes, actually 1 minute. So it gets nice and hot. So that's going in the oven. So it's nice and hot. While this is in the oven, we're gonna start plating. So that's the last thing we put on the plate. Obviously I cannot plate in a dirty station. I'll just make sure I'm ready for my white plate. My sauce, beautiful looking, reduced. I'm gonna just throw in a block of butter. The butter just gives it a nice glaze. You know, if you go to a restaurant and then you're seeing that sauce, it's nice and shiny, and you're asking yourself, how does the chef get this sauce to be nice and shiny? It's because of this butter that we add just towards the serving point. It glistens the sauce. It gives it that beautiful texture as well, I might say. Okay, so now we're gonna think about how are we plating this. Obviously, if you were to have Botswanan or hard body, you'd have pap. Obviously, you'd have some form of chakalaka as well. So we're gonna bring back the chakalaka aioli just to enhance the dish as well. So we have a little bit of the chakalaka aioli. We have pap, we have chakalaka, and then obviously we need a nice pickle, something that will cut through all the fats in the form of a pickled radish. Obviously we need color as well in our dish. So I have a nice pickled radish. How we got there: 1 cup vinegar, 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar. Let it come to a boil, switch it off, ready to go. Easy peasy. And then in here I have a nice sauce that I made, more of a basting than a sauce, that we're gonna use to baste our chicken with a brush, and then have it, you know, looking nice and glisten together. So we're gonna brush our chicken with that just before we plate it, just to give it, you know, when they're doing chisanyama, they have to have that sauce that they literally just give it a nice quick brush so that the meat is flavorful and juicy and has a nice flavor to it. In here, soy sauce, honey. Oh, look at that. I know these flavors are more Asian cuisine, but I told you, we're in the business of fusing. Yeah, I'm fusing my Botswana traditional food or my background with international cuisines. That way, I'm enlightening people. I'm making them aware of, okay, enlightening. Yeah, did I say enlightening or enlightening? I don't know. English is my second language, guys. Nake Botswana. So ka Setswana ke tle ke a le tlhagisa, ke a le rutisa, ke a le ruta. I just need finishing touches. I have my glaze, brought some chili flakes just to go cha-cha-cha on the finishing touches of the plate. I have my sauce, I have that, I just need the chicken. Then chicken from the oven is ready, so meaning we're ready to plate. Always check the consistency of any puree you're about to use and make sure it's good. Put that there. and the chicken is beautiful, ready, coming from the oven. Look at that, golden brown. That oven was piping hot, like I said. So crispiness, juiciness makes everything fantastical. Yeah? Okay. Now, how are we plating this bad boy? Let's just go with it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Okay. We're just gonna wipe that. That has done its job, out of the way. I think I might wanna cut my stuffed chicken. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe let's cut it just into twos. Not necessarily slices, but just break it down a little bit because it's quite chunky. So just wanna, you know, cut it in half. And remember the glazing part, yeah? This will be a much better tool to lift it. Beautiful. That's the other part of the leg quarter. And that's the other bad boy that just detached just now. Not so happy with that, but anyway, things happen. We just have to make sure we improvise and we go with it. Beautiful glaze. Oh, it smells delicious, guys. Okay, also what fusing cuisines does is it allows people to try your culture. I know a lot of people will be like, but just stick to your cultural roots only. Do this exactly how you do it back home. I believe I can still serve it to you, but if it's more infused, you are inclined to try it. It'll have a bit of more, what do I call it? It'll be more attractive to you. So more on an international level. Okay, now we're plating. Ooh, my stuffing. It's looking beautiful. Okay, that's the leg quarter. 2 halves of it together. And then that's our runner. We got a runner. Minot. Boom. Your plate must always be clean, well presented. Always tidy up your station. And then obviously we have our beautiful sauce that we're going to use. Have a little something there. There we go. It's out. Chakalaka aioli. A little bit more chakalaka wouldn't hurt. Right, pap crackling. Remember, it's chicken and pap, so we're gonna have some. I want to choose a nice one. This one looks. Look at that. It just cracks open. Beautiful. Ooh, can't wait to eat this. I'm sure you guys are also salivating there. I'm like, what is this guy doing here? We want to try this out. One more. Height is important when you're plating. Drama. Okay, not that type of drama. The drama on your plate. That type of drama. Okay, I messed up my plate a bit. I'll fix it just now. You will stand for me. There we go. Some nice color, contrast, acid. Juiciness. This guy keeps breaking and is distracting me now. losing focus. Gonna try that again one more time. If he falls off, I give up. Okay. Then a little bit more drama, color. It's always important to balance your colors because I have yellow everywhere, brown, you know. Texture, I'm happy. I have crunchy, I have smooth, I have all sorts of textures. Color as well, I want to be, you know, a bit more balanced. Some chili flake in the corner there. I had some chives earlier somewhere, just to throw in a bit of green, you know, besides the actual herbs. You know, and the sauce is ready as well. It's ready to go. And, you know, just gonna pop some chives. There we go. Some greenery, just to balance. Okay. Sauce. Okay. Sauce is nice, flowing. Obviously, we need some sauce on the chicken. If you told me this is inspired from Botswanan cuisine, I would tell you how on earth is that possible? Because I know my cuisine, we cook things until the dead for hours and hours. For hours and hours. And then just want to drop a bit of this basting sauce. Just be dramatic with it. Oh, it smells so delicious. The garlic, the ginger in here, I can just smell it. Okay, just wanted to baste it. I think that's it. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, and clean my station. Okay. We're not done. Last touch. Herbs, microgreens. Just place them. Don't try to fight them. Let them just sit and do their thing, you know? Because once you start planning it out too much and trying to think about it, it just, you know, it makes it too planned. It must be natural and beautiful and plentiful. Woo! Guys, I cannot wait to taste this dish, I promise you. I am literally here just thinking about how does this thing, you know, well, I've tasted everything, but I wanna just dive in there, especially that feet, the runner. It's like, can you run into my mouth, please? Because now, always give a clean plate. Always give a clean plate. There's something there. I want to make sure it's beautiful, wiped, no fingerprints, nothing. Just fix this thing one more time for the camera. It doesn't want to sit. How about that? Much better. Okay guys, that's our last course. Botswanan. I know you're like, no, that's not Botswanan, but this is hot body, aka free range chicken, aka kukwa Setswana. We obviously twisted it up. We're serving it with pap, but not just your normal pap that's full on the plate. We gave you some pap crackling, some chakalaka in the form of aioli puree, and that beautiful sauce. Most of the time, that sauce revisara moro wadi naledi, meaning is that, you know, that liquid that has like little stars, but this is a much thicker, more volume in terms of flavor. The sauce is quite beautiful. Then we have some nice radish pickled just to cut through any fat. Obviously we fried there, so just to cut off and balance the palate of the person eating it. Well guys, from me, I think it's fair to say these are the 3 dishes I would serve to just make my country proud. However, I'll serve them with a twist, and you know, be proud to say these are Botswana fusion, obviously with the Botswana background. I'm from Botswana, that's what I bring from home, but obviously I've traveled the world. I've been to Australia, I've cooked dishes from France, so that allows me to play and give you this beautiful dish. Thank you.